What is up, everybody? Keith, aka Gator Guy 231. It is Friday, July 31st. We have a 6-game NBA slate back. Yes, back in our lives. Last night was awesome sweat. Shout out to NBA contributor and my guy Keats for his long sweat in the middle. I think it was like 6 or 7 minutes left. He was tied for first. And then Kyle Kuzma came in and wrecked his dreams. I think we got a lot right on Wednesday's preview with the first game, the ability to stack that up at the pricing. Kyle Kuzma was definitely somebody we were not on. Wish we would have in hindsight. But with that said, I'm looking forward to today. I'm going to go team by team, really kind of in a rapid fire format so that I'm not here I don't want to be here for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, hour, holding up your time. You guys need to get into building your lineups and, using this information to really take advantage. And that's one thing I want to say. This is one of the top slates I can think of in recent history that if you are paying attention and you are, an informed DFS player, you should rock it. And if you're starting with this video, if you're searching for more information, you are one of those players. So good luck to you. Let's crush today. Last thing, bottom right is our subscribe button. If it's your first time watching, or if you have been watching but not subscribed, it costs you nothing. It helps our site immensely. So please, please, please subscribe to the bottom right. Subscribe to your wife's account, subscribe to your mom's account, your dad's account, your sister's account, any accounts you have with Google and YouTube. We'd love a subscription. And thank you guys so much for doing that. It really helps. You have no idea. Let's jump into the games. I'm not going to be doing any sort of screen sharing. I don't want to go back and forth. I'm just going to be throwing some good data at you, some top plays. Like I said, really quick. Use this stuff for Showdown and the Classic slate. And like I said, let's crush. All right, Orlando -7, 212 total. Nick Vucevic is a top play. Big thing about Nick Vucevic here is that center on the Classic slate is loaded, so he might go lower owned, even though it's a absolutely amazing matchup for him. Brooklyn struggles for centers. Vucevic has a career of destroying Brooklyn. 16, 10, and 5, 11, 24, and 4 in the last 2 games. I'm a Magic fan. I watch these games, and they really can't contain him. Jarrett Allen, well, is a nice player, not a great defender. So he would be my top Magic target, followed by Aaron Gordon. Anytime we get pace ups for Aaron Gordon, that's where we want to target him. 27, 10, and 4 the last time they played. He had a game versus the Nets last season. I think he went for like 60 plus. I didn't pull it exactly up, but pace games, especially, it's going to be Kurux and Musa at power forward. I don't think they can handle Aaron Gordon. So go there. Jonathan Isaac played awesome in the last scrimmage, but he's not going to be fit for a big role. So I just don't think he's even play even in Showdown. Fultz, Fournier, and then, if you want to punt Mo Bamba, that's where I would go. And then DJ Augustine, I just always bring up. He just has random games. I never played DJ Augustine, once Fultz in, but he could blow up. On the Brooklyn side of things, Caris LeVert is top target. It's going to be one of the top targets on the Classic slate because no Kyrie, no Dinwiddie, no DJ. Excuse me. LeVert with those guys off the floor, 36.6% usage. That's a 7.7% increase, averaging 46.21 DK points per game. He could easily hoist 25 shots here. So obviously in Showdown you have to lock. I think on the Classic slate it's a very strong play as well. Jarrett Allen, though, is my favorite play on the Nets, 5,800. Just absolutely has insane ceiling with no DJ. I have no idea who they could actually bring in, to defend Bamba or Vucevic with him off the floor. So I think he's going to play a huge role. 5,800 is way underpriced for a guy that I think I'm just walking into the game with a double-double. And depending how the game flows, he could easily walk away with 50 DK here. Kurux, 3,300, I think will be a premier value that a lot of people will turn towards. Talented player. And again, without any of these guys, you don't even have Nick Claxton. He's going to have a huge role. Musa, 3K, right behind him. You can look at Chris Chiozza is the other one. Should start at the point guard for Dinwiddie. Had been great in a lot lesser time before the break. So, I'm also obviously a Gator guy. I'm a UF fan. Chiozza was our point guard for 4 years. He is totally that guy that if you're a fan of the team, you love him. If you don't like the team, he's like that guy that you want to punch in the face. Like he's just a pest. But at 3,900, I think he could have a big game. So that rounds up the first game. Going to the second game, Portland -3 facing Memphis. Starting on the Memphis side, I think John Morant top play at 7,000. Valanciunas, I just don't think it's the right slate for him as being a center, so I won't be targeting him. Jaren Jackson and Brandon Clark are the two others I want to mention. Both are way underpriced. Jaren Jackson, 4,900. Always has 30 to 40 DK upside. So I think that you can definitely target him. And Brandon Clark, 4,100, way underpriced for the talented rookie. So I think that one of those two you'll see decently popular, but there's even better values on the slate than those two. But, just guys that may be a little bit above this like pure punt tier that might not get the ownership that they deserve for their upside. On the Portland side of things, Dame Lillard, 9,300, obviously is the top play. I don't think he's going to go owned. Here's the thing. I think, once you get up that high, people are going to try to find the 1,200 to go get Doncic. They're going to try to find, a little bit more to get Russ, go get Luka, go get Giannis. So I don't think Dame is going to be popular. They have a lot of guys coming back. I probably will be one of those that fades Dame, but if he shows up like 60 or 70 here and a pace up and a 224 total, like I think all of us will go, why didn't we consider Dame more here? With him in, I'm not going to really be on McCollum at 7,500. Zach Collins should be really popular if he gets to start, which it appears he will. I think they were toying with like Nurkic and Whiteside last game, both starting. There's no reason that they would do that with like a guy like Jaren Jackson that can stretch the floor and stretch, into the corner. So I think it'll be Collins starting. He's stone minimum, was great before the shoulder injury. Everything I've read is that he's back to full health. So 3K is great. Just he didn't play a ton in the scrimmages, so I guess that's the concern. Nurkic and Whiteside, for me, they X each other out. I won't be on either, but I know Keats likes Nurkic at 5,900, especially if you were going to get the start. Here's the thing about Nurkic: he's not going to have any ownership and lower stakes. So if you're playing, you're maxing out the quarter, you're playing the $1, the $6, all those things. He's going to be like 5% or less owned, and obviously, we know Nurkic has huge upside. How much can he play here? I think that's TBD and probably why I'll wait. Going to the third game, Phoenix -7 versus Washington. We're going to start on the Phoenix side, but Washington is much like Brooklyn, one of the teams that's absolutely decimated in this bubble. Give me a second to get some coffee. So for Phoenix, DeAndre Ayton is like one of my favorite plays on the entire slate. He's less than 8K. He's at 7,900. Before the break, 9 of 12 games he had double doubles, had a 60-point game in between, had a few 50s, just looked insane. And here's the thing: look over on Washington side. Who in the hell is going to guard DeAndre Ayton? Thomas Bryant doesn't look healthy. Rui Hachimura can't defend. Like, it's going to get dark really quick. And with no Oubre, that's one less mouth to feed. And I think, Rubio being a really smart point guard is going to feed Ayton. He could have a huge game here. Speaking of Rubio, 7,400, I think is really, really fine play, especially if you want to like correlate him and Ayton a bit. I don't know if I'll get there in Classic. I just think 7,400 is a weird tag, but he was having huge games for the break. Where I definitely will not get is 8,800 for Devin Booker. That's just a hard pass for me. With Rubio on, he's not going to be on the ball as much, so he just becomes scoring reliant. Miles Bridges, or is it not? I don't remember if it's Mikhail or Miles. My bad. But anyhow, was doing really well. In the scrimmages, we'll start over Oubre, who's out. Was actually looking for a shot a little bit more. He's always been a great defensive peripheral guy. Somebody on FanDuel, I don't know his price, but with that extra point for blocks and steals, could be a huge play. Saric is in the starting lineup, but he's priced up, so I'll pass. On the Washington side of things, here's going to be a source of a ton of your value, and I hope somebody that everybody overlooks, which is Jerome Robinson at 4,200. He led the team in usage in the scrimmages, 27.3%. Took 19 shots in the last game, dropping 18, 4, and 3. He's only 4,200, shooting guard and small forward eligible. Really, really like that play. Checked out a couple of projection systems before jumping on here, and they didn't have him projected high. So I'm really excited that play could go overlooked. Rui Hachimura, 7,400. Big ceiling here, but I don't think much of a floor. At 7,400, I want to go other places. If he was like 5,400, like lock 100%. I'm making 30 lineups, all 30. But 7,400, I think we can probably just maybe mix him in a little bit, but overall avoid. Troy Brown Jr. on the other hand, 4,700, 23.6% usage in the scrimmages. Is going to be looking for a shot with no Beal, and I should say that no Beal, no Wall. Bryant looks terrible. Like, The Wizards just don't have anything going for them. So that's why we're going to focus a lot on these peripheral pieces. Thomas Bryant played 8 minutes last scrimmage. I just want to avoid that. At center, there's just going to be so many. I haven't even gotten to the chalk center. I already talked about how Allen, thank God, 8 minutes power forward eligible. Talked about Nurkic potentially playing, Vooch being in a stone cold, awesome ceiling spot. So to chance Thomas Bryant just not happen for me. Ish Smith should start at point guard, 4K, very in play. And then Isaac Bonga, he's been okay during the scrimmages, actually showing some life. I think I'm still sour from playing him a couple times and before the break at 3K and just watching him do very little on the court. But that was with Beal. So, could he step up here? Sure. Let's go to Boston, Milwaukee. Not going to spend much time on this. Boston, everybody's healthy. I just want to pass. Tatum, great player, fantastic. Maybe I'll get some Giannis. No thanks. Walker, Brown, Hayward, Smart, all priced up. I'm just going to pass. If I had to go to any of them, Kemba Walker 7,100 appeals to me, especially with no Bledsoe on Milwaukee side. I don't see myself on any of them in Classic. For Showdown, Cantor, I didn't actually look at the Showdown price, but he's stone cold minimum on Classic. So maybe could he be the Showdown play that gets you Giannis plus multiple other pieces? Sure. So look for that. Milwaukee side of things, Giannis 10-5 I think is a premier play on this slate. No Al Horford for Boston. Obviously, that would happen in the offseason, but he used to be the guy that at least held Giannis in check. Send the 2 games this season, 32-17-7 and 22-14-5. So some huge games from Giannis. And with no Eric Bledsoe, Giannis gets a 1.6% usage increase, up to just listen to this usage, 39.2%, averaging 68.5 DK per 36. So huge numbers from Giannis. Middleton is the other guy that gets the huge uptick with no Bledsoe. On ball a lot more, 5.9% usage increase, about 40 up to 32%, 49.96 DK per 36. So obviously a showdown lock, and on Classic somebody that won't go own. So if you want to maybe be a little contrarian, Middleton could be a good option. So Dante DiVincenzo or George Hill should probably start at point guard. Most of what I've seen is that's going to be Dante. 4,900 is solid. I just think that there's other better values. So he's kind of caught in that mid-tier where maybe you don't target him. Yeah, I think that's Milwaukee. So this is probably the game. Milwaukee's a -5, 219 total. I think maybe this is a game that just you kind of get overlooked because these teams are pretty healthy. I kind of want to take that back. Obviously, Eric Bledsoe's a huge piece, but the guy that you normally target is Giannis or Middleton. So nothing's changed there. And then the Boston side of things, they're just too balanced. All right, Sacramento versus San Antonio is going to be one of the chalk plays of the slate coming up. Sacramento's -3.5 favorite, 220 total. No Bagley for Sacramento will be the big news. So that does make Rashawn Holmes 5,100 a very, very awesome center play. Not the chalk play, but an awesome play. And maybe the leverage off of the Jakob Poeltl chalk, which we're going to talk about here in a minute. Fox 7,600 I think kind of gets lost on the slate, but always has huge upside. The issue is DeJounte Murray is an insanely good defender, so I probably just want to avoid that. Donovich 4,800 is super appealing, as is Buddy Hield at 5,200. Those would probably be where I'd look with Rashawn Holmes. I'm not going to play Harrison Barnes. I'm not going to bug with the rest of Sacramento. I can find better places. On the San Antonio side, I already hinted that Jakob Poeltl is going to be chalk. 4,700 looked awesome in scrimmages. There's no LaMarcus Aldridge, so he is going to play a ton of 5. Pretty much as much minutes as he can handle. I think he's going to play. So he averaged 40, about 40 DK with Aldridge off the floor per 36. Does he get 36 minutes here? Maybe not, but at 4,700, we're really only looking for 25 to 30 for value. So anything more is just awesome. DeMar DeRozan 7,800, I think might be fairly popular. He actually only saw a 2.9% usage increase, which is okay. But more startling to me was only 3.6 DK additional with Lamar Aldridge off the floor. DeJounte Murray, 41 per 36 with Aldridge off the floor, so I might be more inclined to go him over DeRozan. Just for those of us that played a lot of DeJounte Murray, there's nothing more tilting. You fade him, he goes for 50. You play him, and you're just like, how do you only have 20 DK right now, my friend? So just tread carefully. Where you may see a lot of chalk is Lonnie Walker at 3,200. Unfortunately, Lonnie Walker does not have the hair, but he's going to have a lot of opportunity to show out, look good in the scrimmages at 3,200. He gets 20, 25 DK, and you're cruising, nice 7 to 8x. So I think that's going to be really popular. A great GPP leverage off of him if he were to struggle. So we know Pop, right? Guy's struggling and somebody else comes with a hot hand. He has no problem, riding the hot hand or riding the guy that he thinks is playing better. So Keldon Johnson looked awesome in scrimmages. It's 3K for the rookie. Just throwing it out there. If you want to really kind of be contrarian in this Millie maker, maybe do it like a Keldon Johnson off Lonnie Walker pip. It could be really solid. Final game, and we're out of here, is Dallas -1 versus Houston. 229 total, so the largest total on the slate. Let's start on the Houston side of things. We know with Houston that it all is about Hardin, Westbrook, and ISOs. Sucks to watch, but it's great for DFS. Hardin last game was 35, 16, and 6. He is 11K, so he's tough. You can take the discount down on Westbrook, who dropped 32, 6, and 9 the last time these two teams played. Honestly, my gut feeling is I'd rather play Giannis than either. I just feel better about it. I probably want to play Giannis or Luka over them, but I can't fault anybody for them. And obviously in Showdown, those are going to be your first 2 lock buttons with Luka, and you're just going to try to fit it. There are tons of value on their team. They're not going to have any. We know about D'Antoni. He doesn't like to go in his bench anyways, and they have no bench. Eric Gordon is out. So Daniel House, 3,800, McLemore, 3,100, Tucker, 4,200, are all going to play big minutes. Rivers might even play a larger role at 3,300. Covington is going to be the most safe play. At 6,100, I can do much better. So I think, for me, after those two, the guy I'm most likely to play is Daniel House at 3,800. On the Dallas side of things, I love Luka here. He was kind of like the star of the Twitter bubble offseason, just with all of his trick shots. He just looks awesome. 41, 6, and 10 the last time these two teams met and he played. The other game he was out. The Rockets, I don't see who they can throw at him. They can throw Russ at him and annoy him, I guess. They can throw House out there. They can't throw Tucker because Tucker's the center. Tucker would probably be the best defender for him, but then who the hell is going to guard Porzingis? So it's just kind of crazy to think of matchup-wise. Maybe even try and throw Covington. I don't know. It's just kind of a matchup nightmare for Houston. So I really think that Luka could go nuts. Zinger is only center eligible, or I would love him. But 35 and 12 without Luka, 23 and 13 with Luka versus them. Finney Smith, Hardaway Jr. After Luka, Dallas gets really, really balanced, so be careful with them. But, Luka is a top play. All right, that's 6 games. I think I went through pretty quick. I'm going to check the timer here soon, but I think I did pretty good in terms of getting you guys out. If you want more action, you want our premium chat with both Zach Keats and I, plus core plays for every slate, every classic slate, and every showdown, please join up. There'll be a link in the details. Use code FSINBA. You get 25% off anything. So that means for our VIP, where I'm covering soccer, we've got Dub Lewis covering WNBA, we've got TK and Andrew covering MLB. We've got, I can't even think of all the sports. NHL's coming back next week. We have esports. We cover everything. The VIP would be where we want to go. $15 for that 25% off. 7 days of everything covered. Promise you will not be disappointed. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I should say guys and gals. Loving to see all the women joining our Discord lately. So shout out to you all too. So thank you everyone for watching. Last thing again, hit the subscribe button, please. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye.